stop right now, I mean it. Whatever you're doing, put it down. Silence every distraction around you, because what's about to happen in the next few seconds isn't just another random video on your feed. It's a divine interruption, a moment heaven handpicked just for you. You see, there are billions of people scrolling through screens right now, but somehow you landed here. That's not luck. That's not algorithm. That's heaven's alignment. Take a breath. Do you feel that? That sudden weight in the air. That subtle shift in your chest, like something invisible just entered the room. That's not anxiety. That's not coincidence. That's your guardian angel, the one who's been fighting through 7 long years of spiritual interference, finally breaking through. For 7 years, every time you almost found clarity, something blocked it. Every time you started to feel hope, something distracted you. Heaven saw that battle, and right now, this very moment, the interference just shattered. Maybe you've been feeling off lately, and your spirit restless, your thoughts scattered, your heart heavy for reasons you can't explain. You thought it was exhaustion, maybe stress, maybe just life. But it's more than that. Deep down, you know it. Something inside of you has been yearning for a divine confirmation, a sign that God hasn't forgotten you. And this is that sign. Heaven doesn't make accidents. The timing of this message is not random. The fact that you didn't scroll past, that you paused here, that you're still listening, that's the evidence that something sacred is unfolding right now. There's a rhythm that beats inside your chest. Listen closely. It's not just your heart. It's heaven's code, pulsing in sync with divine timing. Every beat is saying you are seen. You are chosen. You're not forgotten. Right now, God is saying, this is the moment I've been preparing you for. You may not see it yet, but the entire spiritual realm just shifted in your favor. Things that have been blocked for years are starting to open. Doors you didn't even know existed are unlocking. Heaven has synchronized this exact second so that you would hear these words, because they carry something meant only for you. If you ignore this moment, if you treat it like just another scroll on your phone, you'll miss what heaven has waited 7 years to deliver. I don't say that to scare you. I say that because it's true. There are divine windows that open rarely, moments when heaven and earth align perfectly, and this is one of them. Think about it. How many times have you brushed off that inner tug, that strange feeling like something's trying to get your attention? How many times have you said, maybe it's just in my head, but what if it wasn't? What if all those moments were the build-up to this one, the moment when heaven finally got through? You didn't stumble here. You were guided here. Out of billions of people, heaven chose to whisper this message to you. So pause the noise, quiet your mind, open your spirit, because for the first time in a long time, the divine signal is clear. Heaven is speaking directly to your heart, and if you can feel that gentle stirring inside, that warmth rising in your chest right now, don't ignore it. That's the confirmation. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. This is your moment, your divine interruption. Heaven has something to say, and it begins now. Stop for a moment and breathe, because what you've been noticing lately, the repeated numbers, the restless nights, the sudden awakenings between 3 and 4 a.m., none of that is random. Heaven has been trying to get your attention. When you see 111, it's not just a coincidence on your clock or your receipt. It's heaven whispering a new chapter is unfolding. When you see 444, it's not a pattern. It's the angels surrounding you, reminding you that you are being protected, even when everything feels uncertain. And when you encounter 777, that's the divine seal. a mark that completion is near, that the waiting wasn't wasted. You've probably felt it, your heart racing for no reason, that strange pressure in the air, that subtle knowing deep inside that something big is about to shift. You might even wake up in the middle of the night with a heaviness in your chest, or a sense that a message is being downloaded into your spirit. Listen, that's not anxiety. That's not your imagination. It's heaven's emergency broadcast system, alerting your soul that divine movement is taking place. The same way your phone sends an emergency alert before a storm, your spirit is being notified that heaven is rearranging things on your behalf. There's a reason you can't rest the same way you used to. There's a reason you've been feeling disconnected from the old version of yourself. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. Heaven doesn't prepare ordinary people this way. It only does this for those who are about to step into a calling that will shift not just their life, but the lives of those connected to them. Ask yourself, why would the same numbers keep showing up everywhere you turn? Why would your sleep be interrupted at the exact same hour each night? Why would your spirit suddenly crave stillness, solitude, and silence? It's because the noise of this world has been drowning out heaven's voice. And now heaven is amplifying the signal. You see, before divine promotion, there's always divine disruption. Before God opens a new door, He often shakes the foundation beneath your feet. And while it may feel uncomfortable, what's happening right now is sacred. It's preparation. You are being tuned to the frequency of heaven, so that when the appointed moment arrives, you'll be ready to recognize it. Those repeated numbers, those sleepless nights, those bursts of intuition, they're not random signs. They're confirmations. They're heaven's way of saying, stay alert, stay awake. Something you've prayed for is closer than you think. So don't dismiss these moments. Don't brush them off as coincidence or superstition. Instead, pause and listen. The same God who once spoke through burning bushes and dreams is still speaking today. And right now He's speaking to you. Your spirit isn't restless. It's responding. Your heart isn't racing. It's awakening. This is your reminder. Heaven hasn't forgotten you. In fact, heaven is calling your name louder than ever before. The signs are not meant to scare you, they're meant to prepare you. Because what's coming next will require your faith to be louder than your fear. Listen closely, because this moment isn't an accident. You are not here by coincidence. Out of nearly 8 billion souls walking this earth, heaven has chosen only a handful, 7 to be exact, to receive this divine frequency today. And if these words are reaching you right now, it means you are one of them. There's a reason why your spirit felt drawn here, why something deep inside you told you not to scroll away. Your guardian angel has been fighting for this moment, fighting through years of interference, confusion and delay to get this message into your hands. For 7 years, the enemy has been trying to jam the signal. Every distraction, every random phone call, every sudden thought that tries to pull you away right now, none of that is random. It's all part of a calculated spiritual attack, designed to disconnect you from the divine download heaven has prepared for you. You've felt it, haven't you? That soul exhaustion that sleep can't fix. You wake up tired, even after resting. You feel like you're watching your own life from a distance, as if you're present but not really living. That's not just fatigue. It's a symptom of spiritual warfare. For the past 3 years, the enemy has been launching a coordinated strike on your purpose. That's why relationships that once felt secure suddenly broke apart. That's why opportunities you thought were guaranteed slipped through your fingers. That's why doors closed right when you were about to step through them. Even your finances, your health, your peace of mind, all of it has been under siege. But hear me clearly, this is not a punishment. It's proof of your anointing. The enemy doesn't waste resources attacking people who aren't a threat. The very fact that you've been under such heavy spiritual pressure means that heaven's assignment for your life carries massive weight. The greater the calling, the greater the resistance. Have you noticed how sometimes you'll get a breakthrough, and right after that, something comes to drain your joy? That's not coincidence. That's the adversary trying to make you surrender before you realize how close you are to victory. But what the enemy doesn't know is that heaven is already rewriting your story. Every battle that tried to break you was actually sharpening you. Every loss you faced has been preparing you for a level of blessing that demands maturity and discernment. The fatigue in your soul is not a sign that you're finished. It's a sign that you've been carrying more light than darkness could handle. You are in the middle of a spiritual tug-of-war, and the reason you feel stretched is because heaven refuses to let go of you. So right now, as you hear these words, something sacred is happening. Heaven is breaking through the static. The interference that's tried to block your faith is losing its power. You are regaining spiritual clarity. The fog is lifting, and your angel, the one who's fought for 7 long years to deliver this moment, is finally being permitted to place this truth in your hands. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are chosen. The exhaustion you feel isn't the end. It's the evidence that you've survived what was meant to destroy you. You've been targeted, yes, but you've also been protected. And now heaven says the warfare is ending. The message has been delivered. What comes next will justify every tear, every closed door, and every lonely night you've endured. So don't turn away now. Don't let another distraction steal this sacred moment. You've made it through the storm. Now heaven is making sure you know why. Heaven wants you to know this today. You have not gone unseen. Every silent tear you cried when no one was watching. Every whispered prayer that felt like it bounced off the ceiling. Every night you showed up strong for others while secretly breaking inside. Heaven recorded it all. There hasn't been a single tear that fell without being noticed. There hasn't been a single prayer that went unheard. Even when it felt like God was silent, heaven was watching. The angels have been documenting every act of faith. Every moment you chose love instead of bitterness. Every time you said, I trust you. Lord, even when nothing made sense. Yesterday, in the courtroom of heaven, a verdict was issued. The judge of all creation declared, the enemy has stolen too much. The season of theft ends now. Yes, the record shows it clearly. The enemy took more than he was ever allowed to. He touched what was sacred. He tampered with your peace, your relationships, your finances, your health. And heaven has ruled that it ends today. You need to understand this. Heaven does not forget the faithful. While you were crying, heaven was collecting evidence. While you were praying, angels were building your case. And while you thought nothing was happening, God was preparing to overturn the verdict against you. Every sacrifice you made, every seed of kindness you planted, every time you forgave someone who didn't deserve it, these were not small things. They were recorded in heaven's archive, proof that you carry something dangerous to the kingdom of darkness, unshakable faith. Because when the enemy couldn't break your hope, he panicked. When you kept praying even through silence, he trembled. When you kept showing up with love in your heart, while you were bleeding inside, he realized something terrifying, that you carry the light that cannot be extinguished. And that is why this word is being delivered to you now. Heaven has issued a reversal. The season of loss has expired. The season of restoration has begun. What was taken without cause will be returned with interest. You may not see it yet, but the shift has already happened in the spirit. The gavel has fallen. The decree has been spoken. The angels assigned to your life have been released to bring balance back to what was stolen. Do you remember those nights when you said, "God, I can't take another hit"? Heaven heard that. Do you remember the moments you said, "Why does it feel like everyone else is being blessed but me"? Heaven wrote that down too. And do you remember when you chose to love, to give, to stay kind, even though no one saw your struggle? Heaven saw that most of all. That's why heaven says, "Enough is enough. My child has endured long enough." This isn't just encouragement. It's a divine verdict. The enemy's permission to torment your peace has been revoked. You've passed the test of faith, not perfectly, but faithfully. And that's what moved heaven's heart. Right now, the spiritual scales are being balanced. The years of tears are being weighed against the years of joy to come, and joy is heavier. You are stepping into divine compensation, so lift your head. Dry your eyes. The judge has ruled in your favor. What was once used against you will soon work for you. Heaven has seen you, and heaven has decided. The season of stealing ends now. Right now, as you hear these words, something sacred is happening inside you. You are not just flesh and blood. You are not just skin, bone, and breath. You are a vessel of divine design, a carrier of heaven's blueprint. Your heart is not merely an organ. It's the throne room of God's presence. Every beat of it echoes with eternity. Your lungs are not just taking in air. They are breathing in the very atmosphere of heaven and exhaling the power of the kingdom. You've been told you're ordinary, but heaven says you are extraordinary because you are made in the exact image of the Creator himself. There's a reason you feel different, a reason you can't fit into the same old patterns anymore. It's because your spiritual DNA is being reactivated. Scientists call it junk DNA. The 97% of your genetic code they can't explain. But heaven calls it dormant light, and that light is being awakened now. You might start to feel it in your body, a tingling in your hands, warmth in your chest, pressure behind your forehead. Don't be afraid. That's not anxiety. That's not your imagination. It's the divine operating system inside you being upgraded to match the frequency of heaven. The fear that once paralyzed you is being deleted. The depression that once drained you is being uninstalled. The anxiety that used to control your breathing is being overwritten with peace. Heaven's software is rewriting your nervous system, replacing panic with power, confusion with clarity, and pain with purpose. For years, your spirit has been waiting for this moment, the moment when heaven's energy and your faith collide. You've prayed for breakthrough, and now your cells are responding. Every fiber of your being is aligning with the original design God spoke into existence before you were even born. You might ask, why now? Because the timing is divine. The warfare that has surrounded you wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you, to prepare your body to hold a higher voltage of glory. The pressure you felt was never punishment. It was calibration. Heaven's frequency is tuning your body, mind, and soul into perfect harmony so that when the shift arrives, you can sustain it. And that shift, there's already beginning. In the next 72 hours, signs of divine movement will start to manifest in your physical world. People who left you in silence will reach out with apologies. Opportunities that were locked for 7 long years will suddenly open. Money that was held up will begin to flow. You'll start to feel lighter, not because your problems disappeared, but because your spirit finally remembers who you are. Heaven's decree over you right now is this: the upgrade has begun. Everything that was dormant is coming alive. Everything that was sleeping inside you, your gifts, your courage, your joy, that is waking up. You were never meant to live small. You were built to release heaven on earth. You carry the architecture of divine power in your bones. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are becoming one. So as your spirit begins to stir, don't run from the feeling. Welcome it. You are being rewritten by the hand of the Creator himself. Heaven is saying to you now, rise, my child. The transformation is already in motion. And as you do, watch how everything around you begins to shift. Because when heaven upgrades one soul, the whole atmosphere must respond. If you've been seeing repeating numbers, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 777, 888, don't ignore them. Heaven is not random. Nothing about your life is coincidence. These are not just numbers on a clock or a license plate. They are divine codes, messages from heaven whispering, you're on the right path. Each number carries a frequency, a vibration of purpose. When you see 111, heaven is declaring, a new beginning has been released. It's the signal that the old chapter is officially closed, and God has written a fresh page with your name on it. When 2122 appears, it's not chance and it's alignment. Heaven is arranging divine partnerships, relationships, and connections that will carry you into your destiny. It means heaven is bringing balance where chaos once reigned. It is the mark of the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit stamping their seal on your life. Heaven is saying, we are with you in full power and agreement. When you notice 444, the angelic army has been deployed. You are not fighting alone anymore. God's messengers are surrounding you, protecting, guiding, and clearing your path. Means grace is multiplying. What used to take years will now take days. The delay you thought was denial was actually divine preparation. Heaven is speeding up your timeline. Then comes 777, the number of divine completion. It means what God promised is no longer just spoken. It's being manifested. The seed you planted in tears is about to bloom in abundance. And when 888 appears, understand this. The frequency of creation is being downloaded into your life. Old cycles end, new realities begin. The power to create, to rebuild, to rise is being transferred into your hands. Now hear this clearly. None of your failures were wasted. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every no you received, it was all positioning you. Every attack was not destruction. It was direction. Every closed door was divine protection. The losses you suffered were making room for blessings that would have crushed you had you received them too early. You were not being denied. You were being refined. The spirit of delay that's been haunting your bloodline, the force that's kept your family trapped in cycles of poverty, rejection, and sickness, has been bound and silenced. Heaven has issued a decree. Delay is over. This is your activation moment. The curses of the last 70 years are being broken right now, and what once flowed as pain will now flow as prosperity. What once felt like rejection is being rewritten as redirection toward restoration. Heaven is releasing a supernatural acceleration. You are stepping into a prophetic window where time bends in your favor. The Spirit of God says, you are about to experience 7 years of blessing in just 7 days. This is not a metaphor, it's a divine principle. When heaven compresses time, what used to take years begins to unfold in moments. Expect rapid reconciliation, unexpected favor, and unexplainable joy. The tide has turned. You've crossed the threshold. Now it's your time to see the evidence of what your faith has been holding on to for so long. So the next time you see those sacred numbers appear, pause, smile. Heaven is winking at you, reminding you, I have not forgotten. Your alignment is perfect. Your moment is here. The codes have been unlocked and heaven's sequence has begun to unfold in your life. This is your confirmation. The wait is over. Step into it. Your divine acceleration has begun. Right now, this is not just another message scrolling past your screen. This is a divine summons. Heaven has been waiting for this very moment. You've been hearing, feeling, sensing that something is shifting, and this is your confirmation. It's time to act. I want you to do something with me, not as a ritual, but as a declaration. Place your right hand over your heart and speak this aloud, not timidly, not halfway, but with the full authority that heaven placed within you. I am the one heaven has been waiting for. I am the one hell has been fighting. I receive my sevenfold restoration now. Every door opens. Every chain breaks. Every blessing finds me. Let those words echo through your chest, because when you speak, heaven responds. The kingdom does not move on fear. It moves on faith, and faith speaks before the evidence appears. Now breathe. Take 7 deep breaths, slowly and intentionally. With each inhale, imagine drawing in the breath of heaven itself, peace, clarity, and divine power. And with every exhale, release what's been caging you. Fear, doubt, shame, unforgiveness, poverty thinking, rejection, and confusion. By the 7th breath, something inside you will unlock. You might feel warmth in your chest, a lightness in your mind. Cookie, that is not your imagination. That is the sound of spiritual prison doors opening, because when you choose freedom, heaven enforces it. Now listen closely. There are 3 people in your life right now who keep draining your spirit. You know exactly who they are. They may not be bad people, but their energy is not aligned with where you are going. This is your sign to delete those numbers today, not out of hate, but out of obedience. Some connections are seasonal, and their time has expired. You cannot ascend while still anchored to what heaven has already released. Next, look at your social media feed. Ask yourself, is this feeding my spirit or is it starving it? Remove the accounts that keep you addicted to noise, comparison, or fear. Your spirit deserves silence, not static. You are not meant to be a consumer of chaos, but a carrier of light. Now, if this word resonates in your spirit, type 777 in the comments right now. That's not just a number, it's a prophetic code, heaven's confirmation number. When you type it, you are putting your digital signature on a divine contract that says, I agree with this word. I am ready for heaven to move, and heaven is waiting on that signature, because angels cannot act until faith gives permission. Finally, I want you to think of one person, just one, who's been quietly struggling. You don't need to know all their pain. You just need to sense that they need hope. Share this message with them. When you do, you are not just sharing a video. You are delivering a miracle. You are unlocking someone's cell door. You are becoming the answer to someone's silent prayer. Heaven operates through obedience, not perfection. And today that obedience is simple. Speak it, breathe it, clear it, declare it, share it. This is your activation moment. The angels have been dispatched. Your name is on heaven's movement list. You are not waiting on God anymore. Heaven is waiting on your yes. So say it one more time. From your heart, I am the one heaven has been waiting for. And as you do, feel the atmosphere shift, because it just did. Everything changes from here. Listen to me carefully. This is not just another video ending. This is your divine conclusion. The moment heaven has been building toward since the day your heart first whispered, "When will it be my turn?" Every curse, every tear, every delay, every disappointment, heaven is flipping the script. What once broke you is now being rewritten into your breakthrough. The lost years are being multiplied back to you. The doors that stayed shut are about to swing open with such force that even the enemy will have to step aside and watch in silence. Hear this clearly. Every year of waiting will now be repaid through acceleration. Every tear you cried will now become your testimony. Every delay will now become your divine setup. And every battle you thought you lost, God says, "I'm upgrading you." Because you didn't quit. You didn't curse heaven. You still loved when love wasn't returned. You still gave when you barely had enough. You still prayed when the silence felt unbearable. And heaven has been taking notes. Right now your endurance and your faithfulness in the valley is being weighed, and it is tipping the scales of heaven in your favor. You are not just getting back what you lost. You are being promoted. Spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally. Your entire atmosphere is being recalibrated to abundance. But listen, there is a window, a prophetic gate, open right now. But it will not stay open forever. Heaven says, the gate closes in 90 seconds. You have 90 seconds to respond. Type 777 in the comments as your seal of faith. That number means completion, divine perfection, covenant confirmation. When you do, it's not a gimmick. It's an act of obedience, a spiritual contract, your way of saying, "I agree with what heaven is doing in my life right now." And don't stop there. Share this message with someone who needs a miracle today. When you do, you're not sharing content. You're planting a seed in someone else's breakthrough. Heaven keeps record of every act of obedience, every soul you reach, every message you pass along. Before this window closes, I need you to do one more thing. Clear your environment, spiritually, mentally, physically. Delete the noise that has been blocking your hearing. Remove what's been stealing your peace, because your clarity determines your next elevation. God says, you have waited long enough. The delay has expired. The acceleration begins now. And this isn't symbolic, it's literal. In the next 7 days, expect visible shifts, opportunities reopening, people reaching out with unexpected apologies, finances flowing where they were once frozen. Heaven is not waiting, it's moving, but movement requires response. The gate that is open now will not open again for 7 years. Do not let doubt or hesitation rob you of the moment your ancestors prayed for, your tears watered, and your faith sustained. Right now, declare with me, this is my appointed time. Every curse is broken. Every delay is cancelled. Every blessing is activated. My miracle is now. You are stepping into a divine exchange, sorrow for joy, pain for purpose, loss for overflow. Heaven's reward system has located your name. Your family line, your mind, your calling. They are all being anointed for acceleration. Don't scroll away. This is your prophetic moment. Type 777. Share the message, breathe in grace, and step into your inheritance. Because the miracle is already yours. Heaven has spoken. Now it's your turn to move.